Hello and welcome back. This is Nom Nom and we are once again in Oxygen Not Included. This is the RRU testing grounds, cycle 404. We've had quite a jump forward in cycles, as you may have noticed, between this episode and the last. I actually did a recording. I think it spanned about 2 hours in real time. I swear I only had about 15 minutes worth of usable video. I was running around the base trying to fix things, and it just wasn't that engaging. So I bailed on it. I just want to touch base on what I did do. I did create an overflow ranch for my Drecos. Well, it's not even a ranch, an overflow room for my Drecos. It's considered a stable because it has the old groomer in it, shearing station in it. But anyways, this is literally just for when I have more than 15 Drecos over here on the right. It shuttles my Drecos into this container here, or this box here, so they can be sheared once and then slaughtered. I have yet to slaughter them, but that's what it's for. I also noticed that I have quite a few Dreco eggs hanging around here, which is going to make these guys, potentially could make them gloomy. Everyone seems to be, these guys are cramped over here. I see they've got 2 eggs over here and they're cramped. So I was thinking of putting in a storage box just for eggs. We're just going to do that right here. And we'll just move all of our extra eggs over into this storage box. A couple of other things I did is I rerouted my cold oxygen to come through my farm to try and keep it cool, but that didn't keep it cool enough. So then I created a second cooling loop. And that cooling loop goes over to where our first cooling loop was for our power generators. And it just passes through this metal wall right here to cool down the gas inside the radiant pipe. And then runs through our farm, and that's doing really well. This was like 35 degrees, and my bristle blossom stopped growing. Now everything's down to like 26 degrees. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna just let it cool down, because they can go down to like 5 degrees. I'll probably let it cool down maybe to 15-ish, and then I might put some automation over here to stop that from happening. I did notice that this thing's pretty much running full tilt now, that I'm stealing, I guess donating heat from this pipe into this area here. It's only -9 over here, and it normally likes to be, well, it was easily hanging out at -40 before, and now it can't keep up. Another thing I was thinking of doing, and I'll go ahead and cue this up right now, is I'm going to put a, I don't need a canister empty here. I've got a hydrogen line right here. Let's just borrow some hydrogen. We'll just go like that, a couple of bridges. And we'll just put a vent right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pump this room full of hydrogen. Now, I'm also going to lock this door because I don't want them opening it. The hydrogen should push down into this area here, and it should pretty well get trapped in this area. So I think I'm okay with that as long as I just keep an eye on it and don't let it go too nuts. I can also get rid of some of this stuff, sweep this up. Alright, yeah, they'll get to that in a hurry. And then, let's see here, what else? We've been decommissioning this ranch and this farm. Let's see what we've got. Choices here in the printing pod. We'll grab the algae. Don't want to dupe right now. I actually have a decent amount of food, and I was putting it. I tried to make a refrigerator, and I got to tell you, I failed horribly. So I was trying to create this refrigerator here, and the room just did not stay cold. And I think it's because the dupes kept coming in and out, and I don't have visco gel to create like a barrier. So the next thing I was going to try is see if I lower this by 1 tile. This tile was here, and drop the food down here if the dupes can reach it from down below. So if they can come down here and grab that food out of there, and this is what I'm going to be turning into the mess hall. So if they can snatch food out of there, then I think we're going to be good. I don't know if they will. So this is the other thing. This is my great hall right now, but only about half of my dupes have tables. So I want to go ahead and add some tables. Make a much larger great hall. Now, this is a very negative decor spot because I have so many items here. Like all of my stuff in my base has been dumped here from the beginning of time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of trying to sweep that somewhere, I'm just going to drop it down one. And that's going to kill the decor over here by my electric grill, but I think it's worth it to get it out of my mess hall. We'll see. Maybe I won't like that and I will end up sweeping it somewhere, but for now, that's fine. I had this automation set up for my sweeper to grab my food, put it into this conveyor loader, and ship it up here into my refrigerator. But like I said, my refrigerator didn't really work, so we're gonna give that another go. Yeah, I just feel like it wasn't dropping the temperature fast enough. I mean, the gas inside the pipe is minus 40, but in here it's only, what, 2 degrees? And carbon dioxide is a terrible conductor of temperature, so I think that's part of it. And I don't know if I should try and get some hydrogen in here or what, but that's what the metal tiles were supposed to help with. We'll see. If I can get this really cold, maybe I'll try it again. In fact, we can try just like one food item. Let's just put grapefruit preserves, maybe. And we'll allow manual use and give it like a really high priority, and I'll move all the grapefruit in there. Alright, and then I'm just going to make sure they can't go in there. And we'll see if that works. So those grapefruit preserves are sitting at 19 degrees and dropping slowly. So that's the other thing, is I tried passing the food through these metal tiles a little bit to try and just cool them down a little bit before they come in here. That also did not really seem to help. So maybe I need more metal tiles. I mean, I could do that. I can move that door over here, break this stuff, and just add some more metal tiles, and then extend my gas pipe here. This is cobalt, which should be really good. So we'll go like that. Actually, those two, no. How do I want to do this? I want to do insulated. Oh, you know what? It's fine. Yeah, we'll do that radiant. We'll do radiant there, and then we'll have to replace these with... I don't think it matters if they're made of. Gold is fine. And we're going to break this door. Extend these insulated tiles. And I should be able to insulate that tile also, just to try and give them a little assistance with not trying to chill down all this air that keeps moving around out here. And then I can snip that right there. Give this all priority 7, so they can get that done. Okay, so I think that is everything that I was doing over here. I dug this out. This is one more thing. I dug out everything that was over here. That was a work in progress. And I moved my gas generators. But I haven't decommissioned the old ones yet. So I'm going to go ahead and decommission all of this. So that can go, and that can go. So what I did over here was I put my natural gas generators inside of a power plant with a tuner, power plant control station, so I can get more power with less hydrogen. So that was the idea there. Also then, this entire thing got added to my power spine. So my entire power looping all the way around the base there is now connected with heavy watt conductive wire. In theory, that should keep everything a little more stable. We do have some old wires still, like some old little isolated things like this going on in the power grid, which we need to replace, but that's going to be sort of a power overhaul. Sort of waiting to store up some metals. We've only got 1,800 kilograms of copper. We do have 14 tons of gold because, let me jump over to the other planet. We have this gold volcano, and I just swept up all that very hot gold and sent it over to the other planet. So you can see I still have 5 tons here, and that's because this thing is still erupting. This over here, I slapped down a tamer for this copper volcano. This was a nightmare for me because I did not have Atmo suits over here, and that's why we have these triage cots, because the dupes were having a real hard time with that. As you see, I built Atmo suits, but I needed clean oxygen to do that, so I went ahead and built an oxygen system up here, this electrolyzer, and you know, I'll be honest, I don't know where all this hydrogen came from, but yeah, this thing's doing its job with the oxygen. I don't know if I broke a tile momentarily, but that is a lot of hydrogen. So I might pump that hydrogen up somewhere. It's not really bothering my dupes. It should probably just end up filling up this area up here, and I'm fine with that. I piped over the water for that new oxygen system. Because I have very limited sand on this base, I did not want to use the polluted water and filter it. This polluted water is just coming down and being dumped down here, and that is then eventually getting pumped up over here and being used for our farm. This second half of my farm was being fed by the bathroom, but it looks like the bathroom ran out of water. Oops. So I'm going to add, if I can click on the right thing, just connect that pipe right there, and that should, there you go. Yay, nay, no. That's working. Yeah, that's working. At least it's sending water to my farm. It's not working in so much as that it looks like it'll tick-tock with that every other, which is probably fine because clearly it wasn't providing enough water for the farm. So I did expand that farm so that they have enough food over here. And what else? I put in this volcano tamer, like I said, just to look at this real quick. I've got some polluted water going through a loop. It gets cooled down to at most anything below 6.9. I don't even think I touched that from what the default was. Anything that comes in colder than 6.9 doesn't get chilled down anymore. So if you figure this thing takes away 14 degrees, we're going to go to around -7 at most when it comes out the other side. That loop then goes through these metal tiles and then comes through here and just cools this water off inside this tank here. I don't know why I wanted to cool that water off. It was just warm water. So then it circles around an insulated pipe, cools down the steam turbine, and then comes through here and runs to the aqua tuner if it needs to. Now the main thing that it's doing is chilling these tiles. And I wanted to chill these tiles down because every time I get copper that is below 145 degrees on my circulating belt here, my conveyor rail, it then ships it out. And when it ships it out at 145, that's still a little warmer than I would care to have it in my base. So it goes immediately up and over into this cool metal tile, and we'll see what happens here in a second. We're about to offload, it looks like, a whole series of copper. And when it gets offloaded, then it pulls more from the conveyor loader and continues to circulate hot copper. So this thing is running at like 160 degrees, so it's running pretty well. Current wattage is at 769, and I think that's because it's tuned. If we take a look at power, yeah, it's tuned, and that's why I've got it sitting, obviously, in a power plant. So, real close to 145. Anyways, I'll walk through it, and it should happen in a second. 145, then it activates the conveyor shutoff, which allows the warm copper, 145 degree copper, to come out, Goes over and up through here, and when it comes out the other side, usually it's around 30 degrees or colder. So that's what we're looking at. Now it does get a little warm down here because when it comes out in that pipe, of course, it is a bit toasty. I could do this, which would keep it from heating up the base so much when it goes through. It'll still heat up that one tile, I suppose, but and in here I have about 100 kilograms of steam. Plenty of steam to keep everything from melting. My conveyor rail, we take a look at shipping. My conveyor rail is iron, but my loader and my sweeper are made out of steel. I was gonna make these two rails out of steel, but I forgot. But they haven't been melting, so we're just gonna let that ride. And this thing has been active for a while now. It's active for 69.3 cycles every 122, so about half the time, a little more than half the time. And it's got 30 cycles left. It's actually producing copper faster than I can get it out of there with the temperature settings that I have. But that's okay, I think, because when it's dormant, I believe I'll catch up when it's dormant. I could set this to be a little bit colder, but I don't mind taking my time getting the copper out of there. I've got plenty of it at this time. That thing's just not going below 145. There, I hear it. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. So here comes my... where is it at? There it is. My 143 degree copper. And already it's down to 12 degrees. If we look at the temperature, you can see that, that's definitely warming up. So as we get to the end of that run, these are coming out at like 46. No, 37 it's exiting at. So that last one at 32. So it definitely, warms it up, but then you can see it's already getting cooled back down by that loop, and we're already back down to 6 degrees and dropping. So it's been working really good, and as you can see, I've got a pile of copper over here that's at 27.8 degrees. Also, it's cold over here, which I'm sure helps keep, slowly bring that temperature down. Oh, that gets to be quite a massive amount of copper, and after a while, I'll probably should sweep that somewhere now. I think these guys only eat ore, right? The slug bugs, ore. Yeah, they don't eat refined metals, so I don't need to worry about sweeping that up before they eat it up. Yeah, so I think that's all I did over here. I piped some water. I added some to the electric grid just to support a little bit of wire spaghetti here. I had so much of the refined metals with the two volcanoes that I went a little bit crazy. We got a few solar panels that are keeping things running, and then that steam turbine, it by itself can't keep that thermal aqua tuner running. So that's about it. I did some surveying from this planet, so I believe I've surveyed to the extent that I can. So we need to get rockets to go check out some of these other locales. That is not it. I also did one other thing. I was able to ship over an arbor acorn. So a singular arbor acorn. There were surprisingly few arbor trees on this map, but I'm going to go ahead and dig a little bit up here. I just want that hydrogen to have somewhere to go. Alright, there were surprisingly few arbor acorns on this map, but I was able to ship one over. And if we go back to the other map, that map, by the way, now, the one we were just on, Blagiel, is very self-sufficient at this point. I think I could just never go back over there, and they would continue to operate just fine. Let's see what's at the printing pod. I'll take the coal. I don't care. I don't really need it, but I'll use it for ceramics. Arbor acorns. So over here, I had planted an arbor acorn and it was doing well. Temperature's okay, but barely. I might change this to be insulated. Temperature's okay, but just barely, but apparently it's not being fertilized with dirt, so I'm just going to bump that priority up to 7. And then I want the same thing. I want an arbor acorn over here if I ever get one. It doesn't want to take that setting, so I don't have one, so maybe it won't let me set it because I don't have one. I thought it normally did, but oh, I think it's maybe the other tree's in the way. It's not letting me do it, so they're too close together maybe. But I just wanted to get that one seed so that I can, or that one tree so I can keep farming it to get seeds. That's the idea there. And I don't think, yeah, I don't have any yet. So clearly I need to give it some dirt. And just because this area is so hot, and there's so much mass over here that's just going to keep it hot. That water's hot, isn't it? That's why. 40 degrees, it's not that hot. But I'm just going to slap down a single temp shift plate made out of ice. Right there-ish. And let him cool that area down. It should be cooling down. You know, is this up here is cooling down, but this steam, it's just too much. I'll close that off. Maybe that'll help. I don't think I've changed anything down here other than I'm pumping out some of the gases down here because my oil refinery kept getting overpressured. And then I tied that in so that when it does suck up natural gas, it pipes it into my natural gas network, which now consists of 3 vents, I think. Yeah, 3 natural gas geysers. 2 of them pumping their contents into this tank here that now is 326 kilograms. And this one over here, which actually has priority in my power system, so anything that comes out of here goes in first, just so that this one should be more or less always empty. Yep, and that thing recently became active. Well, alright, 25 seconds ago, but still. So that's the state of the game. That's where we're at. Things I want to work on right now is working on bedrooms. So one thing I need to do is I want to move this up here, and I'm just going to tile this 1 row at a time until I move all that water over. We need to move that so that I can get in here and put the bedrooms in where I want them. So that'll be a multi-step process, and we'll get that going, and I'll come back when that's moved over. Okay, the first row of my stair step is done, so now we're starting the next one, just again continuing to push this water over to the side. One thing I did notice is that I'm just chugging out all of the oxalate that I possibly can. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of automation here with a pressure plate. Weight plate, can I not? Why can't I build a weight plate there? Do I need to destroy the tile before I can build the tile? That's unfortunate. I'm just gonna... I don't want all the oxalate to fall down here. It's gonna start off-gassing. I am just gonna put some automation on there and a switch. Can I put a switch there? I cannot. Okay, we'll just do it outside the room. That's fine. So that switch will turn off the oxalate refinery. I just don't need it to run all the time, and it's consuming some oxygen that I could use to fill suits and my base up with some oxygen. Alright, that is done over here. We'll go ahead and do the next row. And this is more the same. I'll do this and come back. Okay, the next row, and then I also started to dig out over here some of this abyssalite. Oh, whoops. Dig that one up. And I can destroy everything here. Yeah, I can destroy all that. I can also destroy this and this. Alright, they're really getting on this right away. It's good. Alright, I'll just come back when that's done. Alright, so they wrapped that build up, so I can go ahead and break everything that's under here. And I can break all that, and all that, and all that. I think I'm going to need some ladders over here to do that. Go ahead and throw those in temporarily. Let's see. I know I've got some pipes and wires I don't want to break in here, so go ahead and break that gently. Alright, and then over here I decided that this is probably about 10 or 12 tanks of water. So I went ahead and started building some tanks here to put this water in. Just go ahead and we're just going to pump this. Like so, and then, oh, if those fill up, then I'll pump it into those. Nah. If those fill up, let's see, I can go up and over. I'll do these one at a time. Okay, herning pod went off. Let's take a look. We'll take those pufflet eggs. So a couple of things that I still need to do, and I don't know where this water's coming from. Pretty confident my bathrooms aren't broken. Yep, they're fine. So I don't know where that polluted water is coming from. That's interesting. A couple of more things that I want to do is I want to do a pufflet farm or ranch over here. Well, I want to do a pufflet ranch. It doesn't have to be over here. I just have a bunch of polluted oxygen. Truth be told, I should probably do it over here where the rest of my ranching is at. And of course we want to do the bedrooms over here. Let's keep digging this up. And buildings only. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of this. And this, and this, and this, and this. That is a Sweetle Ranch, which I also need to move. We can put that right here. And I also wanted to do a Poker Shell Ranch. So we're going to have ranches to the sky, it looks like. My Sweetle Ranch, how big would that be? 56 tiles? I think that's enough. I only need like 4 maybe. This one's 60 tiles. So that would be a touch smaller. I can go up a little bit more. Sort of wasted space when you go up like that, but I don't need it, so that's fine. Okay, yep, this dig is going well. Let's go ahead and put some ladders there, and we'll ladder that for now, and then we'll dig buildings only, or destroy buildings only, and get rid of all that. Can I not get rid of that? I can, but apparently I need to do special demolish orders. Alright, so I can get rid of all of these. Well, let's go ahead and wall up. Wall up to, I think that's going to be about where I want my max height for bedrooms right around there. We'll see how that does. That is going to break this little farm that I have over here, so I can go ahead and break that and deconstruct that. Alright, this has been a long time in coming, and honestly we're already over 30 minutes, so we might just kick this off on our next go round. This down here, this hospital, I broke it when I took out all those farm tiles, so I am going to just go ahead and put it back, so if I need a hospital, I have a hospital, but it may need to move for bedrooms. We do have 25 dupes living on this asteroid. Probably will max out at 30 and then maybe 5 on each of the other colonies once we start getting that going. Alright, so I'll leave them with all those tasks, and we'll pick this up in the next episode. So this has been the 400 cycle recap and beginnings of the bedroom. I appreciate you guys watching my videos, as always. If you've enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Until next time, this is Nom Nom, signing out.